This is World of Frozen, the world's first and largest Frozen-themed land, and is set to open on November 20th at Hong Kong Disneyland, including 2 Frozen attractions and iconic scenes from both films. Now that we have all the details on what guests can expect to experience at the land later this year, let's slide into all of this chilly news right now. Only at World of Frozen can you step into the home of Queen Anna and Queen Elsa from their quaint village all the way to the nearby forest. The land takes inspiration from both Walt Disney Animation Studios' Frozen and Frozen 2, which, as you all know, are among the biggest animated films of all time. And while the land directly is inspired by both films, it will have never-before-seen details and scenery for guests to explore. The opening date on November 20th of this year is significant too, as the land will open exactly a week before the 10th anniversary of when Frozen first released in theaters on November 27th, 2013. First announced in November 2016, which at the time was only 3 years after Frozen released in theaters, this land is a part of an overall huge investment to Hong Kong Disneyland, which has changed a lot since it was first announced, as this Frozen land was originally supposed to open in 2020, and you guys know what happened there. Construction on the land began in October 2017, with the original plans to have a version of Frozen Ever After like at Epcot, and a Wandering Oaken's Dancing Sleighs attraction, similar to Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters at Disney California Adventure Park. In May 2018, the plans quickly shifted, with a second attraction being upgraded to a roller coaster, which, as we know now, is Wandering Oaken's Sliding Sleighs, and seeing the final product here, this was definitely the correct choice. It's also worth noting that, like I previously mentioned, this is the world's first and largest Frozen-themed land, as Frozen Kingdom is set to open at Fantasy Springs in Tokyo DisneySea next year. And the last land, though it is much earlier on in construction at Walt Disney Studios Park in Disneyland Paris, has recently passed some construction milestones, like we just saw at Destination D23. With that in mind, let's take a closer look at World of Frozen. The storyline for the land is that us, as guests, are visiting Arendelle on Summer Snow Day, commemorating the day that Anna saved Elsa and the kingdom with an act of true love. Some of its signature spots include the iconic North Mountain, with its peak as the highest point in Arendelle, where Elsa brings her magical ice powers to life in the Ice Palace, and this was the first time where she brought those ice powers to life. Arendelle Castle is also nearby, home of the royal family, and you can also find the Bay of Arendelle, which features the small fishing boat that Anna fell on when she first met Prince Hans. Speaking of Prince Hans, this is also where you can find the Clock Tower, where Anna danced with Prince Hans, and don't miss the Friendship Fountain. Some of this footage is just gorgeous. This is where Elsa uses her magical powers to freeze its water into beautiful snowflake ornamentations. Guests can also immerse themselves in the joy of the Summer Snow Day celebration by taking a Frozen Ever After journey to meet Elsa at her iconic ice palace that is open to all for the first time. You can also embark on a wondrous adventure on Wandering Oaken's Sliding Sleighs, complete with gorgeous views of Arendelle, or enjoy a unique interactive play experience with Anna and Elsa personally at Playhouse in the Woods. Taking a closer look at both attractions in the land, Frozen Ever After, which first opened at Epcot, it will feature Walt Disney Imagineering's advanced all-electric audio animatronics figures. The figures now all have sculpted faces compared to the screen faces in the Epcot version. This technology will bring to life characters like never before, featuring Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff in an all-new way. Wandering Oaken's Sliding Sleighs is the second attraction in the land. This coaster will take guests on a journey through Arendelle, offering some phenomenal views of the land. The ride begins in Oaken's store, and as we make our way through the queue line, we will even see Oaken himself. I really love the design of the ride vehicles here. We will then see Olaf and Sven, which will pull Ryder's sleigh to the top of the lift hill. And take note here, Olaf is actually using his own nose, the carrot, to motivate Sven to get us to the top of the lift hill, which will then send us on our sliding journey. It's safe to say that no visit to Arendelle will be complete without indulging in its exquisite cuisine and exploring its charming shops. So let's take a closer look at what World of Frozen has to offer, which are deeply rooted in Nordic history and culture. Some of the options in the land include Golden Crocus Inn and Bayside Wharf for a taste of local delicacies inspired by traditional Nordic dishes. You can also grab a bite at Forest Fair or head over to Northern Delights for all of your sweet treats. The land also features TikTok toys and collectibles and traveling traders for a delightful shopping experience where guests can find the perfect souvenirs to bring home cherished memories from the Summer Snow Day celebration. Speaking of Summer Snow Day, guests can also immerse in the enchanting festivities with a special outfit, like wearing rose mauling pattern clothes, add a glittering ice-inspired face paint, style their hair like Elsa, or wear a cape like Anna to show their love for the royal sisters and Arendelle. World of Frozen truly is the next level of immersive storytelling like never before, as the world-class expertise of Walt Disney Imagineering pushed the boundaries of creativity to bring Arendelle, the home of Anna and Elsa, to life through extensive research with inspiration from Norway like we talked about, and even Hong Kong itself. Hong Kong meets Arendelle with Lantau Island's stunning natural landscape that has been seamlessly incorporated into the land's design. One of the most unique things about Hong Kong Disneyland itself is that it's the only Disney park in the world with a mountainous backdrop, as Hong Kong's beautiful Lantau Mountains sit behind the park, offering gorgeous views and even some amazing sunsets. And Walt Disney Imagineering seamlessly blended the real Lantau Mountains with World of Frozen and the rockwork of the North Mountain that leads to Elsa's Ice Palace. At first glance, you won't even notice the transition here, it's done so well. Not only will this add to the immersive nature of the land, but it also provides a one-of-a-kind experience that can only be found at Hong Kong Disneyland. Disney says no glacier was left unturned when developing the land's scenery, stunning architecture, design, clothing, and cuisine, as inspiration was found in Norway's historical background and culture, from the Dragastil dragon-style architecture style, to Bale Strand's asymmetrical architecture, and even rose-mauling floral decorative paintings. You will immediately be transported from Hong Kong's skyscraper-filled skyline to the Scandinavian-inspired Arendelle. When it comes to the music in the land, the team also worked with award-winning composer Andrew Cote to rearrange the iconic music from the movies for World of Frozen specifically, with various tunes played in different locations throughout the land to tell stories with strong emotional connections. The cinematic music builds the perfect ambiance for guests to feel the story of Frozen with different senses. And one of the coolest parts of World of Frozen, get it? Cool? Frozen? is that there's ice that never melts. Ice became the life of Disney Imagineers for nearly 3 years. Just think how long that is for one of the details in this land, as they meticulously recreated Elsa's ice magic found in World of Frozen. The 3 years was spent in concept and design, also known as research and development at Imagineering, working in partnership with artists and storytellers from Walt Disney Animation Studios to accurately depict cinematic features found in the land. The team analyzed ice textures and colors and how these would relate to Elsa's emotions to recreate her ice magic. Attention was paid to every detail, including various forms of ice and snow, and different materials were studied and experimented on to truly represent the Ice Palace and its icy ornaments. You could even say that the skills these Imagineers learned may just be enough to join Kristoff, Arendelle's official ice master in the ice harvesting business. As work on this land has finally wrapped up, and we are close to the guards opening up the gates, it's very easy to tell that this will be one of the best themed lands Disney has ever done, as everything we've talked about today looks top tier in theming, quality, and detail, and it's great to finally get to see Imagineers and their partners share what they've been working on for all these years. Safe to say it's a very exciting time at Hong Kong Disneyland, and I hope you all enjoyed this deep dive into the world's first and largest Frozen-themed land, celebrating 10 years of this iconic franchise. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you all in the next one.